Hey, what's up? This is Brian Harris. This is a weekly show called Shop Talk, where I teach you one practical thing you can do to grow your business each week. This comes from the trenches of running our business, Growth Tools. Growth Tools is a monthly coaching service where we make it nearly impossible for you to fail at growing your business. This week, I'm going to teach you 5 magic words to boost your phone sales close rates. Really? I was actually texting with Ben. I'll introduce Ben here in a second. It really should have been 3 magic words, but we'll talk about that in a second. So I'm your host, Brian Harris. I'm the founder of Growth Tools. We're a coaching company. Like I said, our goal is to make it almost impossible for you to fail at growing your business by giving you the proven strategies and playbooks that we have found and coaching you through the execution of those. I like starting each week with one fun random fact about myself, and I try to always one-up Mr. Ben, who we'll introduce in a second. He'll share a random fact about himself. I once ballroom danced with the head football coach of the USC Trojans. He actually got fired last year, or maybe the year before. Clay Helton. He was head football coach for 5 years. He coached Reggie Bush and all those guys back in the day. Once ballroom danced with him. So let's bring in Mr. Ben Dahl now. Mr. Ben, one random fact about yourself. And while Ben is sharing in chat 2 things: where you're from and one fun fact about yourself that somebody might know or we might not know while we're going. All right, Ben, one random fact about yourself.
Ooh, one random fact. That was a good one. Mine for today is I once played basketball in Taiwan at midnight.
That's really cool and extremely niche.
Yeah.
Very cool. What were you doing in Taiwan?
It was like a stopover coming back from the Philippines, visiting some remote offices over there. So,
all right, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Ben's video does look better, Joseph. Thank you for recognizing this. He looked like he was coming from the bottom of a fish tank for the first 6 months on Shop Talk, and now he looks like a grown-up with a trim beard and microphone and a webcam. So this is exciting days for Ben. Those of y'all that don't know Ben is the director of marketing at Growth Tools. We work side by side nearly every day. He's the one in the trenches. So today, as we share some phone sales strategy stuff, he's the one, in conjunction with the director of sales, Will, who's been on here quite a few times, that discovered this, helped put this in place, and continues to run it. So before we jump into workshop time today, I want to share a book that I found a year ago that fundamentally changed our business. I'm going to walk through this book today, and these 3 words, the 5 words that I'm going to share today, were rooted in this book. So this book is from 1992. It's called Extraordinary Guarantees, and it's written by a guy named Christopher W.L. Hart. So you can buy it on Amazon for $22, kind of a random price. You can buy it used for much less than that. We're going to give away one copy of this book, and I'm going to share just in a second my number 1 takeaway from the book. We're going to give away one copy of the book to one person right now that shares Shop Talk with a friend. So Ben will post a few links and make it easy just to click to share on Twitter or Facebook, or you can text it to a friend. Just once you share it with a friend, put shared in chat. That way that'll be kind of your entry. And then Ben, in a minute or less, will come back over here and we'll actually Amazon mail you a copy of this book, Extraordinary Guarantees. While you're doing that, while Ben's sharing or getting everything loaded up and you're sharing it with a friend, let me get our video. I'm going to just move these videos around on the fly here because they kind of get in the way of slides. I'm going to share my top takeaway from the book. So my number 1 takeaway from the book is in chapter 3. It gives the concept in the words that the single most effective way to break into a new market is not to be the first person to it. That's supposed to be it, not I it. The single most effective way of breaking into a market, launching your product and standing out, isn't to be the first company there, but it's to be the first company to offer an extraordinary guarantee in that market. So a couple of examples it gives. I'll give 4 different examples here. One of them is CarMax. Go to carmax.com or just look at the slide right here. The H1, the headline of their homepage, is the Love Your Car Guarantee, 24-hour test drive and 30-day returns for up to 1,500 miles. It's an extraordinary guarantee, especially so because when CarMax came into the market in 2001, I believe, the used car industry was completely fragmented. There was no superstore car people at all. It was just like literally stereotypical used car salesmen. They come in with a unified brand, really good image, and this extraordinary guarantee, and they totally dominated the market. Another example of this in the risk reversal category is Warby Parker. Their guarantee is a little interesting. It's actually hard to read this down here, but you can go to warbyparker.com and check it out. It says, try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free. They ship them to you for free. You can return them for free. You don't even have to pick out any of the glasses. You pick out 5 on the website. They send them to you for free. You get to try them on. You get to send them back. Similar to Zappos when they launched. They had a shipping guarantee. If you don't like it, send it back. Free shipping, free return, which at the time in shoes, because they were early on in the internet, was super rare. Another really popular example of this, of a extraordinary, not an ordinary, 30-day satisfaction guarantee with 700 things you have to do to qualify. An extraordinary market-piercing guarantee is Kia. 100,000 mile, 10-year warranty. Every other car company still, and they've had this, I don't know how long, he wrote this book in 1992 and it was one of his examples. So that's 30 years? Yeah, 30 years. 30 years ago, they've been running this and they still have this warranty because I pulled this off their website. 10-year, 100,000 mile. Every other car manufacturer has like a 3-year, 20 to 30,000 mile warranty. And Kia now, like their brand image and like they've gone from like the super cheap, lame-o car manufacturer to like, they actually make some legit cars now. Let's see them riding around. They're good. People like them. Amazing market-piercing guarantee. The classic example, one of the ones you'll read in the book and that you'll see all over the place, is Domino's. Domino's came into the pizza industry, which at the time, delivery totally sucked. It could take 30 minutes or an hour and a half. You had no idea. And they guaranteed they would get it to you in 30 minutes or it was free. Nowadays, right after COVID, this was on their website about a year ago. It's actually not there now. I'm sure it's buried somewhere, but it was like literally on their main homepage headline. 2 minutes after you check in and your order is ready. Meaning you pull up to pick up your pizza. Remember, height of COVID, you're picking up pizza's not being delivered. 2 minutes after you pull up, they'll have it to your door or it's free. Like, legit. That's not quite 30 minutes or less. And that's not quite, this is maybe the most radical of all of them, to be honest. 10-year, 100,000 mile. It is literally like 3 times bigger, 3.5 times bigger than every other guarantee on the market. Just totally blows everybody away and reverses the risk from it. So my main takeaway was, the single most effective way to break into a new market, to stand out in a way that's like unignorable, is to offer an extraordinary guarantee. Not a 30-day, get your money back if you don't like my course, I'm going to drip them out. You don't even get everything before 30 days is over. That's an ordinary, crappy guarantee. A truly extraordinary guarantee is a single most efficient way to stand out. So we're going to talk about that more today, actually, because this goes into the 3 to 5 words that I'm going to share to boost your phone sales rates. But before we do, I'm going to give a copy of the book away. Ben, did you see someone in chat that was especially engaged or that you liked more than somebody else that we want to send the book to?
Yeah, totally picking favorites. So
100%.
Your username is Farmer Jeff Suwicki. I'm totally pronouncing your last name wrong, but you know who you are. He was on here and actually shared the shop talk before we started. So.
Oh, no way. Farmer Jeff definitely needs an extraordinary guarantee book. Good job. Good job, Farmer Jeff. We'll give one more copy of the book away at the very end after the workshop's over. At the end of the workshop, we're going to share a landing page test that we ran over the past week or so, Ben? Is it?
Yep. Just finished up this week.
Really interesting one. We've been running the same landing page for over a year. We just split tested it and the results were significant. Way more significant than I would have thought. So we'll share that at the end of the workshop, and we'll show both of them. We'll walk you through what we were thinking with them, and one person that guesses which test won, we'll send another copy of the book. So be sure to stick around to the end to see the test, so you can copy the landing page. Like if you use landing pages in your business to book calls or to sell things, like pay attention to the end. We'll show you a test we run, and we've run. How much money have we run to that, Ben? How much traffic? About 1,500 visitors to each or something.
Ooh, I think actually more than that. That was on there for I think two weeks before we finished it up. So it got like 10K in spend or something.
Yeah, so $10,000 was spent on this test, and there was a significant winner that isn't super intuitive. I would have guessed the other one would have run. You get to learn for that for free if you stick around to the end, see it, and Farmer Jeff's friend, whoever you are, will get a copy of Extraordinary Guarantee, the person who wins. So let's jump into the meat of the workshop today, the reason you actually showed up, which I don't have slides pulled up. Let me click over there. There we go. All right, and I'll move me and Ben's face around a little a few times. Hey, by the way, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, click below and just hit the subscribe button. We send emails out about these, but like it's kind of annoying to send emails out. So make sure you're subscribed. You'll just get a notification. Also, if you aren't able to stick around for the whole thing, you can just like watch the recording on YouTube. Also, smash the like button. If at any point throughout today's episode, like you got value, you're like, there's an aha moment, click the like button there. We can see when that is and share more stuff like that. And it lets other people find the thing. So click the like button, hit subscribe if you don't mind. I would love that. I would appreciate that. Yeah. All right. So let me start with the story. The point of the workshop today is to share with you 5 words that have boosted our phone sales rates. Depends on when you measure, but over the course of a year, they boosted them by 48%. This one thing. So let me share the story of where this originated from. I had a coach 2 years ago, and we're going back and forth. He's helping me on organizational leadership, leveling up in some like kind of internal business functions. And I was just feeling overall the business was growing, and I felt like my leadership was a cap on it. So I hire him to coach me. I've known him for a while, trusted him, liked his style, and it'd been going great. And about 3 months in, I asked him, I said, why do some companies like totally take off? Like there was a couple of examples on my mind, like Basecamp was one of them. They're just like these unicorns. They just totally explode. Elon Musk's companies, SpaceX and Tesla, Jeff Bezos' company. Like, well, it feels like in our coaching, we're talking in one way and they do just totally different things. Like, what do I have to do that? Not that that's a means to an end of his own, but I asked him that question, like, what's different about Elon and Jason Fried and Bezos and Branson as opposed to like me and you? He's a couple steps ahead of me, but we're on the basic trajectory and they're on like a totally different planet. And he said, they're just unicorns. Like they're just special people and you can't replicate that success. And at the time, I bought that answer. I was like, I could see that. Like, it might be hard to replicate Elon. It might be hard to replicate Jason Fried. There's some degree of like probably luck or some special concoction of a human involved in things. But as I sat on that over the last 2 years, like it just started setting less and less well with me. Like, I think that's just a lie. I don't think he's intentionally lying to me, but I think that's just not true. So I got extremely obsessed with Elon Musk specifically. Ask anybody in my life at all, and I referenced him a lot for a long period of time, and just studying him. Like, is there something simple yet fundamentally different about how he approaches business than me? And I discovered there is, and it's really simple actually. Most business owners, including myself, start with the question, what skills and resources and passions do I have? That's their first question. They do kind of a self-assessment because it seems fairly obvious to do that. And the second question is, how could I make something that I could sell and make money from that? That's the second question. And the third question is, like, what's my plan to retire as soon as possible? Like, how could I take that money, invest it, diversify it, buy real estate, do short-term, whatever it is, so that I can stop working? Those are kind of the three questions people go through. And they seem fairly natural because pretty much every business owner goes through those things. But these unique people, the Elons, the Jasons, the Bezoses, they might use different words, but they ask four completely different questions. And the first question is the most important. The first question is, what is a problem that is so interesting to me that I would gladly bet the next 20 years of my career on solving it? They quite literally start with a different question than I do. The first question I have is like, I read a Tim Ferriss article in 2011. I'm like, oh, we can make apps. I bet I can make an app, and I develop the skill set and read a book to make the app, and then I try to arbitrage opportunity in the app marketplace to build an app and launch it, and it doesn't work, and et cetera, et cetera. That's my approach. I didn't start with what's the problem so interesting to me. I gladly bet the next 20 years of my life on solving it. So I spent a good 18 months attempting to answer that question for Growth Tools, and I finally discovered what the answer was. The answer for us is what I said in the very beginning of this show. Our mission is to make it almost impossible to fail at growing a business. And there's lots of reasons behind that, but that's the succinct answer to the question. And we have ways to measure that. And by 2025, we want to be there with 1,000 clients that we have made it nearly impossible to fail at growing their business. So as that became clear to me, like there isn't anything unique. Like, yeah, Elon's super smart. Yeah, Bezos is super smart. Yeah, Jason's super smart. But like, I don't know, there should be millions of those people. Like, humans are not so unique creatures that there's like 3 of them. It became clear that there's a unique question they ask. And then if I ask the same question, I might be able to like go in a similar trajectory or head a similar direction or solve similar problems. And that's interesting to me. What became clear though, is I started looking at the product that we sold at the time. There's zero chance that product could ever make it almost impossible to fail at growing a business. There's just lots of mechanical problems with the product. It will not get there. It is impossible for that product to get there. We needed some type of internal forcing function to do 2 things. First of which would make the product amazing, meaning most coaches' success rates are just really low. We need our success rate to be above 95% with coaching. So we're not doing it for them. We're not an agency. It's not a course or a book, but it's like coaching. It's kind of a hybrid. And that product won't get there. We got to have forcing functions internally to make that happen. And 2, we got to increase our speed of sales. We need to get more humans in the door so we can improve the product faster and get to 1,000 clients. That's when I came across this book, Extraordinary Guarantees. And it laid out a case with example after example after example, the single best way to make a world-class product and to boost sales in that order is to have an extraordinary guarantee whereby the forcing functions internally. When 17 people walk into the key of the dealership and they turn the keys back into the car, that hurts. You have to make the Kia better. When 20 people refund your coaching program because it sucked and they didn't get the results, that hurts. You have to go fix the product. You either go out of business or you have a world-class product. That's number one. Number two is, man, nothing moves the needle. Nothing has moved the needle. I've run hundreds of experiments in 9 years running this company and doing marketing for the majority of it. No single thing has moved the needle more than when we started offering an extraordinary guarantee. That's the thing. So today, I want to show you, let me click over to slides here now. That's kind of the origin story of this. I've culled this down to 3 words, and I'll share why I did this in a minute. 3 words have changed this. They've boosted sales results, unlike anything I've ever seen, and they have forced the product to accelerate its pace of innovation. It's forced it to be better. And those 3 words are 10 clients guaranteed. In your mind, just kind of bracket this: result guaranteed. For us, that's 10 clients. And I'll walk you through why we picked those exact words. Here's the big idea today. I'm going to walk you through how to do this, how to think about it, before and after results for ourselves, and 3 keys to do this for yourself. And this is really simple, and I'll hopefully bust every objection that's coming to your mind right now as we go through. I was like, what if everybody refunds and we go to business? And what if we get a bunch of tire kickers who want me to do the work? We'll go through all that. We have paid a lot of money to figure this out in experimentation. So I want to shortcut, hopefully, all of those learnings for you. Here's the big idea. It is entirely possible to increase your phone sales close rates by 45 to 100% by using an extraordinary guarantee. And the thing in parentheses here, and to make your product actually be good, which is the best thing you could ever do to increase sales rates, because that actually generates word of mouth. That generates referrals. If you don't get referrals and word of mouth, it's because your product sucks. There's literally no way around that. You get referrals and word of mouth when you have an amazing product. You do not when it sucks. Also, you can strap this on the front end and it'll boost your business. Like, you literally just sell more if you use the fundamentals of what we talked about. So let me back up for 1 second and walk you through the fundamentals of how our business works so you get where we're coming from. I'm not just making this crap up. We have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars of experimenting in guarantees to learn the lessons I'm going to teach you today in the next 30 minutes. So our business fundamentally works like this: growth tools. Remember, we're a coaching company, and our job is to make it almost impossible for you to fail or grow in your business when you hire us. So we do that. There's 4 pieces of our flywheel. We solve our own problems first. We solve our own marketing and sales problems. We then codify those into simple, repeatable systems and give those solutions to you. Your business grows as a result. You tell your friends and they hire us. That's how our business works. So at the very top of the flywheel is we have to solve our own sales and marketing problem. We started using guarantees a year ago and then moved the needle substantially. They aren't without problems. And we've solved, I think, all the problems associated with them. Now I want to, in a public setting, teach the basics of this to you. And with our clients, we walk them through all the nitty gritty of engineering this and baking it in, all the spots it can go and everything. So I'm going to give you the high level 30-minute lesson for this. So that's why we're doing this, because our business runs on us finding problems and then giving you those repeatable systems. All right, your turn. Do you currently, talking to everybody watching, do you currently offer a guarantee for your product or service? So I want you to do 2 things in chat: yes or no, and then the product type that you sell. Yes, course. Yes, coaching. No consulting. What is the product type you sell? And a yes or no. I'm going to primarily teach today, because this is what we sell. We are a coaching company. So this is all going to apply directly to coaching company, although the principles of this can apply to literally anything. I'll give you a few rough examples of how it applies to other things. So yes or no, and then your product type. I want to see who here offers a guarantee or doesn't offer a guarantee. Bonus points if you don't offer one. Tell me why. If you have a why. It might be you never thought about it. That's fine. Just put never thought about it. It might be you're scared of something associated with them. If so, tell me what it is. Yes, service. No coaching, gold rush. Yes, course coaching hybrid, Ahmad said. Yes, course, Jennifer Dymick. They're really popular in courses, although extraordinary guarantees are not popular. Guarantees are popular. Extraordinary guarantees, not sure I've ever seen one, actually. Yes, corporate training. No products. Yes, puppies.
Yes, puppies.
Oh, man, the Rose Bowl Kennel American Bulldogs. That's awesome. That's a whole nother vein to think about this from. All right, I love that. No copywriting. Yes, coaching. All right, some of y'all that said no, tell me why you don't. Those that said yes, tell me why you do. Now, I'll go forward and we'll let these kind of populate and we'll come back to them. But have in the past but not currently. unless the person says it's a deciding factor. No, too much is outside of my control. There, now we're getting to the reason people don't offer them. That's good. No, not possible. Now that sounds like a good challenge. Selling shares in apartment building passive investments. J, we essentially sell a security investment vehicle, so we don't guarantee per SEC regulations. Where there's a will, there is always a way. Yes, standard warranty. So here's the interesting thing. If you're in a market where your mind immediately goes to no and we can't, there might be 1% of you that's actually the case. Almost always it's not the case, just no one's ever done it, so you've never seen it, so you can't imagine how it's possible. It's almost always possible. And the more rare it is in your industry to have a guarantee at all, the more this works. The more common a guarantee is in your industry, the more an extraordinary guarantee actually stands out. 30-day money back in course is not an extraordinary guarantee. Literally everybody does it. A lifetime guarantee with $1,000 extra if you don't get the result, that's getting to the land of extraordinary. All right, so let's keep going. We're going to go through this. Ben, monitor chat. I'll stop after part one, and we'll kind of get some questions and share a little bit. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds good to me.
2 parts today. Overview of our guarantee. So I'm going to show you literally what we did and give you some reasons this works. Number 2, I'm going to give you 3 keys to put this into action. Sound good? Everybody give me a sound good in chat if you're tracking, if it feels good, if you're kind of liking the direction of today. Okay? All right. So, overview of our guarantee. Here's our guarantee. We actually have a two-part guarantee. I'll read the entire offer in a second. I'll kind of skim through it. Let me move your face, Ben. We're now blocking again. I'm going to move us to the bottom. I really got to design slides so our faces don't get in the way. But I like our faces being up here because it's like boring to look at slides all the time. All right, anyway. All right, here's our guarantee. This is the guarantee we use. It's modified. I'll show you as we go through the modifications we've made to it. So you understand the involvement. This is what it is today. If you don't make your investment back after completing your marketing plan, you'll get a full refund of the difference plus $1,000 to hire another coach. That's our guarantee. It is extremely rare. We have a coaching product. It is extremely rare for coaches to guarantee results because I forget the name in chat earlier said, too much is outside of my control. Exactly. That's actually why it's rare. Very few people do it. A little more popular in the last year. I've seen them come and go in different industries, but like in different companies. Yeah. So that's our guarantee. We have skinned that guarantee a lot of different ways publicly. Most of you, and tell me to put Facebook in the chat if you've seen this ad or a variation of it. We've run lots and lots of money to an ad close to this. Get 10 high-ticket clients guaranteed. That's a way of saying our guarantee in a way that you're thinking. Like if you get 10 high-ticket clients, and a high-ticket client typically is going to be $3,000 or more, that's $30,000, and that's well over ROI in our program. So get 10 high-ticket clients are the 5 words that we've used in ads, in headlines, in phone sales to cut through the clutter of everything and boil down what our program does in a super simple way that's able to be understood. So let me skim through our offer real quick so you kind of get how this flows into how we talk about what we do. And then I'm going to show you some reasons this works and get into keys for you to do. So Growth University is a monthly coaching service. We make it nearly impossible to fail at growing your online business. I'm going to skim a little bit. And we don't just talk a big game. We guarantee your results, and we do that with 2 promises. The mandatory refund policy. If you aren't totally in love with your marketing plan, meaning you get cry or unreasonably excited about it, we require you ask for your money back and you get to keep it. Part 2, this is the guarantee I've gone over. So we have two of them really. The ROI guarantee. If you don't make your investment back after completing your marketing plan, you'll get a full refund of the difference plus $1,000 to hire another coach. The cost of the program is $1,000 a month. It also has a $15,000 setup fee to get you started. And this is what you get with Growth University. A revenue roadmap, expert training, unlimited on-demand coaching, and you get to be part of our mastermind peer matched group. That's the offer. So you can see how the guarantee flows inside of that. Now, most coaching programs work like this. They claim in their marketing. Ben, can you see my mouse? I never know what people can see. Can you see that?
No, I can't see the mouse. You're good.
Okay, never mind. So I'm pointing to stuff you can't see. So on the far left box, this is how most coaching programs work. And most any program, honestly, works in similar vein to this. An agency, a course, a book, a coaching program. They proclaim an awesome result you can get. You then join the program. For the vast majority of people, it doesn't work. They don't get the result. And then it's all your fault. Like, that's just the deal. You didn't do the work. You didn't do whatever the reason is. Like, it falls on you. And you are out the money. That's just how most programs work. And there's reasons that. It's not like that people are nefarious or anything. It's just like, that's how the typical thing works. And here's the typical results of that. We work with hundreds of coaches. I know lots of people running very high-end programs. For a coaching program, the typical success rate is 10 to 20%. It's just really low. Courses are even worse. They're like below a 3% success rate. Books are well below a 0.5% success rate. So coaches are like, I mean, compared to the other crappy things, are way less crappy, but still like 20% of my people are successful. And that's people's experiences. So when they see another coaching program promising another awesome result, the thing they're thinking is like, well, what if it doesn't work for me? So here's a couple problems with this approach of not offering a guarantee at all. It puts all the risk on them, thus making it harder to like make a purchase decision. Like, what if it doesn't work? like all the risk is on me if it doesn't. I'm going to work my butt off, but like, what if your thing sucks? What if I don't like it? What happens then? Problem number 2, it requires you to build substantially more relationship to overcome the lack of trust from all the other things they've experienced or bought that are similar to yours. Thus, like in a very practical way, like if you're running ads or hiring people to run partnerships or SEO, whatever the acquisition method you use is, it's going to take longer to get ROI because you have to spend money longer, build more relationship in order for them to buy. Because there's a chasm any lead, any prospect has before they hire you. It's the trust chasm. They must cross it. And the wider the gap, the longer it takes to build the bridge to get over it. Problem number 3 is there is no, and this is the main point. I know I'm talking in sales and marketing, conversion rates increase. All that's great. Here's the real thing it does. Not having a guarantee does. Thus, the opposite is true too. When they have a guarantee, it works. There's no forcing function for you to actually have a good product. There is no recourse if your product sucks. If there's no recourse if your product sucks, like meaning money taken out of your pocket, your product will not be extraordinary. Ever. It just won't. It'll look like everything else out there that has a 10 to 20% success rate if you're a coach. So here's the one change. Proclaim the awesome result. They join the program. If it doesn't work, give them their money back. Now, we have one condition on our guarantee. We call it the honest effort condition. You actually have to do the plan that you agree to. So we develop a plan together. We present the plan. You can actually refund then if you don't like it and keep the plan. But if when you agree to the plan, all you have to do is do the plan that you agreed to and you're a part of making. That is given an honest effort. You just have to do the plan. If you do the plan and you don't get the result, like we actually don't deserve your money. We just sucked at coaching you and sucked at making a plan. Here's our results from this. For all this training, I've talked about the close rates, and those have been substantial. I'll give you exact numbers on our owned audience, which is the best control we have to measure this on. We had about a 6.5% raw booking close rate. In the 3 months following adding our guarantee, it went up to right at 10%. Same campaigns, same list. The only thing that changed was adding in a guarantee. And we 2.5x the price in that time period as well. So I don't know what it would have done if we kept the price the same. 47% increase in close rates. Here's the interesting one though. 348% increase in retention. The product has got better because we've given out refunds. I'm going to walk you through some pitfalls of that in a second. So why does this work? Reason number 1, it reverses risk by solving their number 1 objection. The number 1 objection everyone has to buying your product. The number 1 by a mile is, what if it doesn't work for me? I'm going to look stupid. I'm going to be out money. My spouse is going to hate me. It reverses that objection because there's no way for them to lose money. Now, they have to give it an honest effort. If you have an honest effort clause, we do. I recommend you do if you're in coaching. Reason number 2, this one's been interesting. I didn't expect this one off the start. It is the single most efficient way I've ever found for communicating what's unique about your product. Just say the guarantee. 10 high-ticket clients guaranteed. What do? We guarantee 10 high-ticket clients to people that hire us. You could say lots of words to describe your company. You could use lots of headlines. CarMax, go to CarMax.com. Their headline is their guarantee because it's just the most efficient way to communicate what you do. We're in some drafts right now of updating our homepage. The headline will be the guarantee. We're trying to figure out the right way to say it in that format. But CarMax, love your car guarantee, 24-hour test drive and 30-day returns up to 1,500 miles. Everyone knows what they do immediately. And it reverses risk and it builds interest and it crosses the trust chasm. Like, done. In 1, 2, 3, 4 words, they've built trust immediately. Number 3, It cuts through the clutter because it's so rare. It cuts through the competition. It pierces markets because it's so rare. And there's certain product types it's even more rare on. Extraordinary guarantees are rare in any market. I've not seen a market where they're common or even like semi-normal. Guarantees can be common, like car manufacturers have always had guarantees. Kia pierced through the market with a 10-year, 100,000-mile guarantee. That's extraordinary. Coaching rarely has guarantees at all. So the bar of extraordinary is pretty low. It's not a super high bar. Okay, are we making sense, Ben? I'm going to stop before we get into the 3 keys to putting this in action. But how are we doing? How are we doing in chat? Let me get on the right screen here. There we go. Any questions?
We got a couple of good questions. Yeah, definitely a couple of good ones. So Compete Daily asked if there's a certain maturity you got to get to in business before you roll something like this out.
No.
Day one, come out firing. Okay.
There's a few, as we get into the keys, there's a few things you'll need to know in order to actually make a guarantee that isn't you just making crap up. So you have to have some base level of knowledge. So if you've never owned a business before, you have no idea what you're going to do. And tomorrow you're trying to sell a thing, like, I don't know. It would depend on the product type. Like if you're an agency, you should probably guarantee your work anyway, no matter what you do, because you control almost every variable. The less control you have, the more thought you should put in, because what you don't want to do is launch a guarantee, sell a bunch of crap, and then refund 80% of it because the product sucked and you couldn't actually deliver on what you talked about. So you need to be confident you can deliver on what you talked about. But is there anything fundamentally keeping a company from day one having a guarantee? No. Any company I ever make in the future, any product we ever make in the future will have a guarantee. And you've seen that. Like if you follow us at all, when we do a Black Friday deal, has a guarantee. That's really the only other type of product we sell because we just focus on coaching. But yeah, there's no forcing function keeping you from doing it day one outside of just the basics. Make sure you can do it. Be a good human. Don't lie to people. Like if you can do that, like yeah.
Yeah, totally. And you might be covering this in the keys. Jenny's asking, how do you guarantee something that depends on someone else doing their part? You're not in full control of the whole process.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely cover that. But it's just like they have to do their part. You quantify that. You quantify what their part is specifically. This is a mistake we made. We didn't quantify it in any kind of detail. So we got a lot of refunds in the first 3 or 4 months of doing this until we were like, oh, crap. We said it, but we didn't say what your part was. So you just specify what their part is. Yeah, I mean, it's really simple. You don't have to specify a lot in the headline, but you make sure it's there. You never hide it from people. Yeah. Specify what their part is and make sure they do their part. And don't set the bar so extremely high it's like not even reasonable for them to ever do that. Like, be a good human. All right, one more.
Definitely. One more. So Amy just commented that she can see how it's potentially a needle mover for people on the fence in terms of investment, especially people who like aren't totally familiar with you coming into the call.
So there's 2 ways to wield a guarantee. It is as a tipper to tip somebody over the line. That's fine. That's how most everyone uses it. Then there's CarMax and Domino's and Kia. It's the H1 of the website. That's not a tipper. That's an attractant. It becomes their idea virus. It becomes their USB. It actually spreads through the industry because it's so rare and unique. People actually just talk about it. So like you can use it as a tipper. Somebody said that in chat earlier. A tipper. I feel like I need another word. Something to push people. A pusher. I don't know. Whatever. You get the point. But also it can be wielded as the single most effective attractant to you. It can bring people to you because it's so rare and unique and remarkable. Like people actually remark on it because it's so cool. That's a different thing. It isn't buried at the end of a sales page with a little 30-day badge on it. That's actually nothing. That's just like do the bare minimum to sell your product. But what if the headline of your product was, I guarantee you'll get 10,000 subscribers, or I pay you, or I give you I don't know, whatever. You invent that. We'll invent some guarantees here in a minute. But yeah, attractant and tipper. That's a terrible name. You get the point.
We got to change that.
We need better names. All right, Ben, that's your job. Go for the better name for next time I say it. All right, 3 keys to put this in action. Key number 1, how to reduce your refund risk to 0%. This is the number 1 objection is like, what if a bunch of people refund? We'll talk about that. Number 2, how to repel lame clients who expect you to conjure results out of thin air. People that don't want to do crap when they're just buying because of guarantee and they're not going to do anything. They're tire kickers and not action takers. How to handle that? How to repel them from never buying. It's totally doable. And number 3, how to create your guarantee in less than 15 minutes. I want you to leave with a draft of your guarantee. This is not complicated at all. It's very simple. I'm going to give you a literal Mad Lib fill in the blank style to do this. So key number 1, how to reduce your refund risk to 0%. So I'm reading this book. I talked to my coach. I talked about what distinguishes Elon and all these people is like, you got to have the 20-year question. What's the problem so interesting? You'd gladly bet 20 years of your life on solving it. And then you better have a freaking product that'll do it. That led me to guarantees. I'm reading the guarantee book. I'm like, man, this is a core pillar of making sure the company either ends or hits the mission. There is no in between. And then immediately I got scared to death about refunds. And that's like a real thing. You need to like have a refund plan. You need to like think about that. Don't run into this like blind just out of pure excitement. And I actually couldn't think of a way to risk mitigate this. Like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure we could do that. But like, I don't know if 100 people buy and we got to refund 60 of them. Like, that's a really big deal. So what do we do about that? And that's when I remembered something we used to do when we sold courses. So for the first 4 years of this company, we sold a course called Get 10,000 Subscribers, 10K subs. A lot of people that have followed for a while remembered it and bought it. A really good course. We actually, in retrospect, I didn't know this at the time, but we had an extraordinary guarantee. A mentor of mine at the time, a guy named Noah Kagan, who runs AppSumo and some other popular companies, who was like employee 30 at Facebook. When I was about to launch that, I said, hey, what should I do for my guarantee like the night before? And he's like, what's something so preposterous that people would be stupid not to buy? So I invented the lifetime money back guarantee for 10K subs. There's actually two parts. It was a 7-day mandatory refund policy. If in the first 7 days you didn't add 100 subscribers, I mandated that you had to ask for a refund. And part two was a lifetime guarantee. In retrospect, that was fairly smart. Didn't realize it at the time. But we had a lifetime guarantee. If at any point in the term of the program, you gave it an honest effort and you didn't see the results you expected, send me an email, get your money back. That one was conditional. You had to give it an honest effort. So we created the honest effort clause and we defined what an honest effort actually was. And you had to do a couple modules and submit a few things. This is basic stuff. Just do the course. Like, don't let us sit on your shelf for 2 years and email in when you want money saying, give me a refund. It's like, no, I don't want that. But if you tried and you get the result, like, sure, yeah, I don't deserve it. So I remembered that, and I'm like, oh, we just added an honest effort clause into it. So like, you'll get so this is the refund. This is the policy. If you don't make your investment back after completing your marketing plan, you'll get a full refund of the difference plus $1,000 to hire another coach. So you have to define what an honest effort means very specifically. For us, it's just do your marketing plan that you agree to and you make. Like, we're going to make it together. You're going to be pumped about it. If you aren't pumped, we'll give your money back. You're going to be super excited about it. Just do it. Like if you're training for a marathon and you hire a coach to help you run a marathon, you've never run a marathon before, and you sit down and sit down for 3 hours, you make a marathon training plan, and then you just don't do the training plan, like, you're not going to be ready for the marathon. So for us, it's just super simple. An honest effort means just do the plan. That's it. So for you, there's just one simple question to bring your risk mitigation down to zero. What are the 3 to 5 mission critical items that'll guarantee they get the results? Like, what are the 3 to 5 things? And you can make it one thing. I don't care. We picked one thing. Do the plan. That's it. For you, are there a handful of things that your clients or customers would do where by doing them, they'll get the results? People are very practical. People get if they want to train for a marathon and they literally don't run at all, or they try to cram and they run like 300 miles in the last week, which would never work. You'd die. Like, they're not going to be ready for it. That'll never work. So like, what's your thing? What's the thing they have to do? What are the things they have to do? A parameter, by the way, these should be actions they do, not results they get. So like, they have to send 10 pitches or write 10 resumes or complete their plan, or like, what's the thing they do? And just everybody's successful. And just say that. Like that, the honest effort clause brings your risk to zero. So for us, if you don't make your investment back after completing your plan, you'll get a full refund of the difference plus $1,000 to hire another coach. 0 if the thing they do actually gets the result. So what's your thing? And if you're not confident about that, don't offer a guarantee yet. Know what they have to do to get the result. If you're not confident in knowing what they need to do to get the result, don't sell advisement or coaching or teaching because you don't know what you're talking about. If you're teaching people how to get jobs, yet you don't know the things needed to get jobs, and don't teach people how to get jobs. If you're teaching people how to get a better job and you know the steps, just say you got to do the steps. Because you know when people do the steps, they get the job. Like, this is not rocket science at all. So the honest effort clause brings your refund risk to 0. This took us a minute to figure out. This seems so basic. It took us a lot of refunds to figure this out. Just say very overtly with no colorful language what they have to do. So for us, complete your marketing plan. Done. For you, if you're trying to book speaking gigs and you guarantee one paid speaking gig, say, hey, if you don't make your investment back after reaching out to 50 people, then you'll get a refund. Cool. Done. People expect to work. It's not, people don't expect stuff to happen magically. We'll talk about them in a minute. There are a few of those people. So that's key number 1. How to reduce your refund risk to 0%. This is my number 1 fear. add an honest effort clause. Just make the honest effort whatever they have to do. And just say it. And that sets their expectation really well. So key number 2, how to repel lame clients who expect you to conjure results out of thin air. These people do exist. A lot of times we accidentally create them with our overly grandiose marketing, by the way. I'm like sin committer number 1 of that. You get so colorful in your marketing language, you so overpromise that people buy expecting to do nothing. Well, now that's a you problem. You created that in your marketing and sales process. We don't want to do that. We want to attract like people that are ready to go kick ass, not people who are ready and is expecting me to do everything for them. This is a coaching program, not an agency. This is a course. I don't do the work for you. I'm going to coach you. I'm going to advise you. I'm going to help you. But at the end of the day, you have to do stuff. So how to repel those people? Okay, so when we first started, we did a bad job of repelling lame clients. And I would maybe, that kind of is victim mindset. I would say we did a poor job at talking about the guarantee in a not straightforward or not in an ideal way. And we created people who came to us without a proper ownership mindset. They wanted us to own their business more than they owned their business. So we invented something called the spouse test to fix this. When they don't get the result, what happens? Does the spouse cuss me out or do they cuss the client out? Who does the spouse chase with a frying pan? Do they chase their spouse because they didn't do the work and they're a forcing function for them to do their job? Or do they start writing me emails talking about how I guaranteed they would do it or I didn't do my job, in which case they get mad at me? Like, I want the spouse chasing the client. Like, the spouse is their number 1 business partner. So if your guarantee is worded in a way, and I'll show you the before and after, show you the bad version of this and then the good version of this, and only like 6 words difference in the two. One of them created clients, a chunk, not all of them, but a decent percentage of clients who came in not expecting to work, kind of like, all right, if it doesn't work, I just ask for my money back if I like kind of do some stuff and it doesn't work. Like, ultimately it's his job to get me results. Like, no. It's your job to get you results. I'm here to help you. And if my help doesn't accelerate your path to that after you did your work, then it's your fault. Then it's my fault. So the spouse test. If the spouse chases you, that's a you problem. And you better change some stuff. If the spouse chases them, that's exactly what you want. You want on Friday night when the guy who wants to grow his business or lose weight, like if I want to lose 20 pounds and I hire a personal trainer, I want my spouse to chase me down when I'm eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch at 9 o'clock at night. Not to be yelling at the personal trainer because I didn't lose 20 pounds. I'm like, well, you idiot, you ate Cinnamon Toast Crunch. The plan said don't eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and you did. Like, that's a you fault. The spouse should be hitting them over the head, not me over the head. Does that make sense, Ben? We tracking?
I think the Cinnamon Toast Crunch is a snipe at me. It's like my favorite cereal. I'm taking it personally.
I've used that example for years, and I just realized you are the Cinnamon Toast Crunch king of the world. Let me give you an example. Am. This is Dragon. So I'm going to move fast and get through the rest of these. So this was the before. This is the guarantee, the rough wording we used in the first couple months that created people who expected us to do more work than them. Expected us to get the result, not for them to get the result, but us helping them, which is a fundamentally different posture. This is what we said. If you don't make your investment back, we didn't do our job and don't deserve your money. There's a truth to that. I kind of like the way that's worded. The problem is it puts it on us as our fault. Now, there is an element of us. Like if you did the work and didn't get the result, like, yeah, but it created people who came in. We gave them this frame expecting us and putting all of their faith in us doing the work. It ain't how coaching works. You'll get a full refund of the difference plus $1,000 higher to the coach. This is the adjustment we made. We just deleted, we didn't do our job and don't deserve the money. If you don't make your investment back after completing your marketing plan, you'll get a refund of $1,000. After you complete your marketing plan, and you don't get the results, you'll get a refund plus $1,000. That's the only change we made. We went from creating victims who weren't being chased with a frying pan by their spouse to creating owners who their spouse chases them to do the work. At Friday at 9 p.m. when the Cinnamon Toast Crunch is in their hand, they smack them over the head and tell them to stop eating the crap because you're going to cost us $5,000 if you don't lose weight. Ben, I feel like there was a funny comment in the
chat. Catherine, you sped me up. She said, if you move any faster, you'll reverse the orbit of Earth.
This is not untrue. All right, I hear you.
Yeah.
And we got 10 minutes. We only got one key left, so this is good. We're pacing well.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 3 keys. Last key. How to create your guarantee in less than 15 minutes and feel totally confident in it. Let's just do it right now. So after I read this book, realized the forcing function this would create internally to make the product better, realized what a sales boom and marketing conversion rate increase this would be, I immediately was just totally overwhelmed. Like, they went through 100 examples of all these different guarantees. I read another book, an Alex Hormozy book, and there's a chapter on guarantees and got super pumped about it. I read another one by Dan Sullivan, had a couple chapters on it. I was like, I know we need a guarantee. Also, I have no idea what the guarantee should be. So we spent a few weeks as a leadership team. We brought the leadership team in town. We talked over the guarantee, talked over a few examples of this, and boiled it down to just a simple one sentencer that you could use, that we used, and now I just want to give it to you. And literally, you can just plug your information in here. I'm gonna give you a few examples of this. So if you take a picture of one slide, pull your phone out, take a picture of this. This is literally just like what your guarantee should be. You have to insert your stuff in here. But here's the basic framework. Fill in the blank, 3 blanks. If you don't get result, what's the big result your people want? Not the lame result. What's the big result your people want? After, what's the action they need to take? Complete the plan, show up at the gym 12 times, send 50 pitches. What's the key action that produces the result every time? After doing that action, you'll get a full refund plus a bonus amount. And you get to leave that last part off if you feel uncomfortable about that. That's a great way to take a guarantee into an extraordinary guarantee, though. That is sticky. They don't just do that. They invest in my business. There was one I saw one time. I should have taken a picture of this one. It was an e-com company. I don't remember who it was. It might be somebody popular. I don't recall now. But like, if your e-com company doesn't grow to $100,000, we'll just buy your store from you. Like, whoa, that catches your attention. Nobody does that. Like, that really stands out. So if you don't get the result after action, you'll get a refund plus $1,000 to hire another coach. So here's a couple examples of this. If you don't lose 10 pounds after your 15th workout, you'll get a full refund plus I work for you for free until you do. Interesting. Another example. If you don't have total peace about your finances after completing the course, you'll get a full refund plus $1,000 to hire another coach. I guess I switched that up to buy another course. Another example. This is ours. If you don't make all your money back after completing your marketing plan, you'll get a full refund plus $1,000 to hire another coach. So here's the template. It's very simple. If you don't get big result after key action, you'll get a refund plus what? Plus, I like doing $1,000 plus whatever the value of the thing might be. If you sell a $500 course, our monthly price is $1,000. Our setup fee is $15,000. So we just do the monthly price. We'll give you $1,000 to hire another coach because you can legitimately hire another coach with $1,000. Make sense? Very simple. If you don't lose 10 pounds after your 15th workout, we'll give you a full refund plus I'll work for you for free. If you don't have total peace about your finances after completing the course, you'll get a full refund plus $1,000 to hire another one. If you don't get all your money back, this is ours. This is our actual guarantee. If you don't make all your money back after completing your marketing plan, you'll get a refund plus $1,000 to hire another coach. A few pro tips. Let's zoom out for a minute. Specify your conditions explicitly and extremely clearly and make sure every client knows them. We did our best in the beginning and people weren't clear. So it's been more and more and more and more clear as we've gone. There are going to be conditions on a money back guarantee with coaching. There needs to be an honest effort guarantee. You'd be crazy not to do one. Make sure what an honest effort is explicitly clear. Don't hide it in fine print. Don't do anything to make sure it's good. It's not going to affect your conversion rate. I promise. You can have 1,000 conditions. Nobody cares. Show it to them so they know. Show it to them. Do not hide this at all. Don't make a terms and conditions box that's auto checked and nobody ever sees. That's not going to end well for you. They have to know it in their head when they sign up or right after they sign up. They need to know what they are. Pro tip number 2. Don't just use your guarantee to tip people over the edge as a tipper. Terrible name. Use it as an attractant. Use your guarantee in your headline, as the ad, as the most prominent marketing language, as a marketing piercing guarantee. That's what an extraordinary, you'll be severely and criminally underutilizing your guarantee if you make an extraordinary one and put it at the bottom of your homepage and never use it in an email campaign or never use it in an ad campaign. The point of it is to do that. Just watch commercials. Kia's commercials, 100,000 mile, 10-year warranty. CarMax, headline of their site. Domino's, 30 minutes for free. Like, it is the thing they say. What is your company? Pizza delivery company, 30 minutes or it's free. What is your car company? 100,000 mile, 10-year warranty. We're called Kia. It's just the easiest way to talk about the thing. Use it as a weapon of mass destruction. Number 3, make sure your product actually delivers results under those conditions. If your honest effort clause, if your key action you identify they have to do doesn't actually produce the result, like, God bless your soul, you're screwed. Don't do this. Terrible idea. If I'd have to go back and do one thing, I'd have spent another 2 days being super clear on my honest effort guarantee condition. What is the key action? That's the one thing I would do differently. Because we now have it right, but it took like 4 iterations to get there, and entirely too long. If you do one thing, make sure the key action they do actually produces the result. Like, just do that, and you're good. It's going to be a killer guarantee. And then it's their job to do it. It's your job to make it really hard not to do it. You do have a job in it. If you just suck and mail it in and use a terrible program that people got to like work so hard, it's like literally impossible to know what to actually do, that's a you problem. Your job is to make it almost impossible to fail, to do the actions needed to get there. Optimize for that, and you'll have a world-class product. If you don't have an offer, like if you don't have a coaching program, you don't even know what to sell. You're here and you're in step 1, or maybe you have an offer, but it doesn't sell as good as it could. The guarantee could really make a difference. Also, retrofitting or doing an update, a revisement of your offer to make it irresistible. You combine an irresistible product with an extraordinary guarantee, you got dynamite. So I would highly recommend going and checking out. It's free on the YouTube channel. Our Irresistible Offer in 4 Easy Steps training. It's a shop talk episode just like this. I think it's a longer episode. It'll walk you through how to make an irresistible product, an irresistible offer. And we actually left out of that the guarantee part, and this fills in the hole that was left in that training. So go check that out. If you don't feel like right now you have an irresistible offer, do the irresistible offer adjustment first and then add an extraordinary guarantee. Those two things combined, literally dynamite to any industry. Because most people's offers really suck. In every industry, even the ones that sell really well. They've tapped into some things. They got some things right, or they wouldn't be selling well. But very few companies have an irresistible offer with an extraordinary guarantee, and that is a really big deal. Big idea. This is the big idea of the whole training today. It is possible to increase your phone sales close rates by 50 to 100% by using an extraordinary guarantee. Attach an irresistible offer on it. Sky's the limit. If you want to get the worksheet we put together, plus the 3 examples we've shared today, be sure you're on the VIP list. Just text VIP to 615-903-8108 tomorrow morning. We'll send out the worksheet, the examples, a recording, maybe some other resources we round up. Definitely a link to the Irresistible Offer training for you to check out. Now, I want to share a quick word from the sponsor of Shop Talk. Shop Talk is brought to you by the Growth University Coaching Program. Hire us and you'll get unlimited on-demand sales and marketing coaching with regular Zoom calls and less than 3-hour email response time. You'll also get your own custom step-by-step marketing plan made by me and my team of proven marketers. Plus, exclusive access to my private marketing and sales playbooks. Michael Hyatt recently hired us to coach his team, and check out what happened.
Working with Brian and his team helped us to generate the best month of sales that we ever had for Business Accelerator, and those results are continuing to compound.
Get more information about my coaching program by texting COACH to 615-903-8108. That's COACH to 615-903-8108. All the details are in the description. So, if you're interested in getting more information about hiring me and Ben and our entire team, who's actively in the weeds of running a 7+ figure company, a coaching company specifically, we've sold courses and coach and different things over the years. I'd love to talk with you. Just text COACH to 613-903 or 615-903-8108. Hey, we're going to add a QR code to this next week. We're going to scan it with your phone. That'll be kind of cool. We'll see how that works. We'll report the results back. Maybe that can be a Which Test 1 test, Ben. People can just like show their phone on it and text and make it easier.
Yeah.
Anyway, me and Ben were talking about that before Shop Talk today. So anyway, if you're interested in talking with us, literally what we do is coach people to do what we're talking about. Create irresistible offers, extraordinary guarantees, put together the full marketing plan for them, and coach it to make it just uber simple to do. So if you're interested in that, more information, 615-903-8108. A few clients I took screenshots of, they send us wins each week. Susanna said we got 7 sales from our mini launch that we coached them through. Rob, I signed on 3 new partners to promote my launch in the fall. Other people promoting his product for him. Super cool to see those. Ben, before we jump over to Which Test 1, by the way, don't leave. We're going to give away another copy of Extraordinary Guarantees and sell a landing page split test that Ben, over the last 2 weeks, spent $10,000 on. You'll see the results, and it's substantial. So we'll share that. Ben, anything to add? You've been in the weeds of guarantees with us for the last year. Any color to add to that from what I've shared?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I just hope this is hitting everyone well, because I wish I had seen this workshop back in my roofing agency days. I had a guarantee. It was a good hook, but I didn't specify the actions. And I think if you're upfront with the actions, you're going to actually attract the right people because they know what they have to do the work, not the people who don't want to do it. And it's not going to be like a surprise gotcha thing. You're not going to be labeled as a scammer with bad reviews. Specifically, I would bring in leads. The guarantee was on how many leads they would get, but they wouldn't call them. I would have people who literally just see if my thing could work because it was my job and not call them for days. So I think it's really key to have the pillars outlined for their success up front too. That really hit home with me.
Yeah, in the marketing language, the only words you actually add in like a headline or an email is like you just have to give it an honest effort. And no client you would ever want to work with would ever hire a coach expecting not to give it an honest effort. Like that repels zero people. Anything, it might attract a few more people who are like, oh, they're not just blowing smoke up my butt. And then the conditions are just conditions. Like literally we've played with 3 conditions and I don't know, there might be like 10 now. They're all explicitly stated. They're all clear. It's like do your action items and talk to your coach. It's super basic stuff that everyone would expect. And it kind of just frames the relationship up front.
And there's also, because we tested a bunch of different language, especially early on. I remember the pay only when language that we tested, and that was totally misleading for folks. So we had like $50 calls in our industry, which is nuts. So cheap. But they weren't converting because it was just the wrong frame. So
yeah, it makes it feel like an agency offering. I still think there's a way to use that. I like that frame a lot, but yeah, it gets people from the start thinking the product is actually something it's not, which is an agent done for you, which is the only way you can do pay win versus coaching. So anyway, agencies, you can go a little more above and beyond in your guarantee because you're just doing the work for them. Actually, you can get way more creative there, or just do stuff you can't do in like more done with you, done for you product types.
Yeah, totally. We do have a couple questions on tracking how people do the work, and I think that's a little bit custom depending on the business and what it is.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I'll give you 2 examples. One, when we did courses, we had the honest effort guarantee, and literally at the point of asking for the guarantee, we had a form. We said, "Great, thank you so much, man. I'm super bummed it didn't work out. Where's a template in Help Scout or whatever?" We sent it to him. It's like, "Hey, if you would, and one condition of the guarantee is you just tried. You just give it an honest effort. And by the way, honest effort means these 4 things that are in terms and conditions. Link them to it. If you would, just fill out this quick form. That's your official request of the refund. And that form asks them to submit the proof." So I think I'm trying to remember after 10K subs, it was like, hey, there's 4 documents or something you had to make. Like you had to optimize your homepage. So just link me to the homepage and show me the optimizations. You had to send 20 pitches out to partners. So just link me to the 20 pitches or the 20 partner names you sent them to. And then we could log into the course and see if they just you just had to have gone through the course. You just watch all the videos. I don't know. If you don't read the book, you're not going to get anything out of it. You have to watch the course. So we just went and made sure that it's stuff like that you can just verify after the fact. In our coaching, we're optimizing for a thing practically no one's optimizing for, which is like a 95% plus success rate with coaching. Never done, totally unheard of. So we're building tons of custom stuff to track stuff day to day, not wait till they're done and retroactively look. We want to get as active as we can. So one of our conditions is you complete your marketing plan. So, you could do that retroactively too. So just at the end, if they request a refund, they're like, all right, so did you complete your plan? And you could look at a few things to verify that. If yours is you're a personal trainer, it's did you come to the gym 12 times? Did you watch the course? Did you watch the videos? Did you do the plan? Show me a handful of proofs. You don't need to audit 700 things. That's totally overboard. That's why boiling it down to the 1, maybe 2 things that guarantee success of everybody. And then have a couple of sensor points in there to audit what they're doing.
Sweet.
Yeah, cool. All right, so let's go to Which Test 1 now. So Ben spent about 10 grand over the last 2-3 weeks split testing this landing page. Those arrows crack me up every time, Ben. Much.
Hey, they work.
3-year-old through them. We got to get Bruno to. There's got to be a better way to do that and keep the results. Anyway, all right, so quit talking, Brian. So option A, option B. We're in these 2 tests. Ben, walk us through option A, option B, and what was different about them.
Okay, so the only thing different between these pages, I think the coloring looks different in the screenshot. The color and everything is exactly the same. Only difference is the language and the bullet points.
Okay.
So
option A.
This one, option A, it just explicitly states what our 4 pillars are. It's in bold, it's revenue roadmap and then what the revenue roadmap is, and then expert training and what expert training is. And so it goes down and it includes our ROI insurance that you guys heard earlier at the bottom.
Okay. Option B.
Yeah, option B frames it as if they're saying it to themselves. So it says, yes, I want the revenue roadmap that does X. And then same thing with the rest of the pillars. And we also include ROI insurance at the bottom here.
All right. So which one do you think won? We're going to give a copy of the book Extraordinary Guarantees to the person who picks the winner. For bonus points, guess the spread between the two. Do you think it won by 3%, 5%, 10%? What do you think it won by? About $10,000. Ad spend on Facebook, the same ad, just split the traffic between these two pages. Substantial difference. Which one do you think made the difference? Which one do you think won? We'll pick one person who guesses. Send a copy to Extraordinary Guarantees. Really good book. Old. It's actually, I was telling Ben this before he logged on. I think it's like the only book on guarantees on Amazon. I can't find another one. When I first heard about them, I started trying to find a book on it, and like this is like it. So, all right, we got some guesses, Ben.
The guesses are coming in.
Do you want to reveal yet, or wait another second? All right, B, 175%, sub 2 deals. Jeff, 10%, but you didn't say you got to say a letter and a percentage if you want to guess the percentage. Kyle, 8A, 70%. Catherine, B. We got a pretty good spread of A and B. Like, I don't think
It's true. It's a toss-up. I like these ones that are close.
it's legit.
It means it was a good test.
80%, B. We got a couple B's come in. Yeah. All right. So the winner is B by 30%. Well, I guess 28%. 28% difference, which is a huge difference. I know 1.03, 1.3 doesn't look all that big, but like that's a 30 or 28% difference, absolute percentage points difference in one landing page test with a couple bullets changed. That is no joke, with legit traffic spent to it. All right, let's go back to the test real quick. If you have a landing page where you list out, like we do this on the booking page actually, where we list out what is going to be on the call, we should change it there too.
Yeah, actually.
Fundamental copy difference between like listing what is versus what I want. I want that. I want that. I want that. I want that. And they're saying yes, somewhat transiently to that versus like, here's what it is. And it's easier to read, honestly. You just kind of flow into the sentence a little bit better. So try that somewhere on the landing page. Report back to us. Tell us how it works. We'll show your test as a result. So really cool result. By the way, every week we're running ad test, email test, subject line test, landing page test. That's all Ben and Sean and the marketing team does. Or one of the biggest parts of their job is just testing crap to get it to work. Show ups and campaigns and launches and all this kind of stuff. We had one last week that totally flopped. So like we probably won't show that one, but like maybe we'll do our flops one day. That'd be fun. But one of the number one things I want you to take away from Shop Talk each week is be able to take one tangible thing you can apply immediately. You can apply the guarantee immediately. You can also literally just change copy on your landing page today and see tangible, legit results. So we keep all of these tests in a swipe file. To get it, just make sure on the VIP SMS list. If you're already on it, you don't need to text again, but just text VIP to 615-903-8108. We'll send you a copy out of the swipe file. You can get this test plus a bunch of others. We've hosted 20 or 30 Shop Talks at this point. Everyone has a Which Test one on it. Then we'll share another one. We'll give those in kind of an easy to distill down format. Also, next week, we're going to have a better thumbnail for this by the time we get to next week. But next week, we're going to teach you how to find 50 companies and influencers in your industry. Think about the top influencers and companies in your space and get them to promote you for you. What if you didn't have to do the marketing yourself? What if you didn't have to worry about attracting leads and building trust and all that crap? It takes time and effort. What if the top 50 companies in your space, the top YouTubers, the top bloggers, the top email list owners, the top Instagrammers and TikTokers, what if all of them tomorrow had a coordinated campaign and all of them blasted nothing but your product for the next 24 hours? That would be legit, right? It's very doable. Next week, I'm going to walk you through the mechanics of actually how to find those people. I'm going to show you how to find your Dream 50, the influencing companies that are willing, able, and excited to promote you. And I don't care if you're starting out and you've sold one copy of your product, or if you do $10 million a year in revenue. This works everywhere in between. It's our maybe my single favorite lead gen attractant strategies is this. And next week, I'm going to walk you through how to create that Dream 50. By the way, as a party note, if you've enjoyed Shop Talk today, we love doing this every week. Me and Ben do it. As a company, just so you know what we do, our company is called Growth Tools. Our single mission is to make it almost impossible to fail or grow in your business, and we do that by coaching you. We make a marketing plan for you. We give you the repeatable systems and playbooks you need to execute that, and then make it nearly impossible to fail by just surrounding you with so much support. It's simple to do. So I'd love to help you do that. So text coach to 615-903-8108 if you're interested. And Ben, before we leave, who's the winner of the last copy of Extraordinary Guarantees?
I'm going to hope I pronounce this right. Louis Idrobo. You know who you are. You guessed B and the spread almost exact to the percentage, so that was pretty good.
Louis for the win. So instructions on what to do to get it?
Email VIP@growthtools.com and put book winner in the subject line. I think our team's putting instructions in the chat too right now. So just follow those instructions. We'll get the book sent out to you.
Cool. Catherine said, "What do you What do you mean by looking under the hood of your business?" So just like anybody would do. Imagine you hired a personal trainer. If the first thing that they did was started telling you to do exercises, not a good personal trainer. They should learn about you. What's your goals? What's your aspirations? What have you tried in the past? Do you have any conditions? So we're going to audit your marketing stuff you do, audit your sales campaigns, audit your marketing campaigns, learn about you, your business, your goals, your aspirations. There's literally, I'm going to act like I'm your VP of marketing. You hired me to run your marketing and put my VP of marketing for you hat on and come in and day one, make no assumptions about you based on me, but understand you, what you've tried, the resources, the time you have available, and then we'll make a plan based on that. Not some cookie cutter templated thing that we just tell everybody to do. It's like you, based on you. So look under the hood of your business is that. Learn about your unique situation, your unique goals, what you're good at, and customize a plan based on our experience for you. So that's what that means. All right. So anyway, I think that's it. Anything else, Ben? I'm out of slides. I got nothing else to share. So
next no more slides?
I got a white slide at the end, apparently. Next week, we're going to have a QR code. See how that works. Maybe report the test on that if that works well. Instead of texting stuff, it'll just automatically text for you or something. But next week, we talk about Dream 50. Appreciate y'all. If you need help with your business, reach out to us. We'd love to help you. We literally all geek out on that all day long. So, all right, Ben, until next week.